What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cap show. We got two young superstars of boxing, Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. I think this is a great matchup. I think it's great for boxing, even though I do think boxing really is kind of fading away ever since Floyd Money Mayweather left, the GOAT of our generation, arguably the GOAT of all time, left. Ever since then, I really haven't been really involved in boxing, haven't been really watching it that much. Yeah, I watch Canelo, but I think Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, they can really rejuvenate boxing to a new level, and I think it get it back to where boxing once was, like, with Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, the greats. But I just think right now boxing is going in a different direction because I think a lot of it has to do with the UFC and how developed they're becoming and how fighting is just becoming more than just throwing hands, and just your two fists. But I love boxing, don't get me wrong. I just think there's different avenues now where it's just like, hey, boxing's going to be a dying sport eventually. I think so in about 100 to 200 years. I know that's a long way away, but I really think Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, I think this is a heck of a fight. I think it's one of the fights of a lifetime, especially for these young men. Tank Davis, he's 28 years old. Ryan Garcia's 24. Tank Davis is 28-0 with 26 knockouts, dude. He's crazy, dude. He's a five-time three-division world champion. I mean, dude, and if you're Ryan Garcia here, you have to respect this, because if you don't respect Tank Davis and his power, his explosiveness, I think Ryan Garcia is in for a long, long night. Now, on the flip side, if Ryan Garcia comes into this fight really smart and says, you know what, this is how I'm going to beat Tank Davis, is keep my distance. I'm about 5 inches taller than Tank. I think I can really utilize my jab, utilize my left hook that he loves so much. But I just think for Ryan Garcia, man, this is definitely his hardest fight of his life. 100%. I mean, you're not fighting Luke Campbell, who once did put Ryan Garcia down. Luke Campbell, he hit him with a nice shot, but Ryan Garcia battled back on that fight, and he won that fight by TKO. But I just think, looking at Luke Campbell, you're not fighting a guy like Luke Campbell. You're fighting Tank Davis, dude. We're talking about a guy who could really hit you one explosive punch, and you could fall to your knees. A body shot. And I think that's where I think Tank is going to have to go to. I think he's going to have to go to the body here because he's so short, and I think just throwing body punches is going to slow Ryan Garcia down. But I think Ryan, a.k.a. Ryan King Garcia, I think if Ryan wins this fight, it's really keeping and moving the whole time. You have to keep your distance and move literally the whole time, or else it's going to be a long night for Ryan Garcia. And I'm hearing a lot of experts go Tank Davis in this fight. Who am I going to decide? I think this is really a tough fight. And I think a lot of people are really overlooking Ryan Garcia's speed here. I think speed is a huge thing here in timing. But I just think for Ryan, man, I got to go Tank Davis. I got to go Devontae Tank Davis just because his experience. And I'm looking at Tank Davis. I seen his hardest fight of his career was against Isaac Cruz, who that fight went to decision. And we saw Isaac Cruz land some big shots on Tank Davis, where it's like, dude, how did they not go out on both sides? On Tank Davis and Isaac Cruz, where it's just like, dude, how are these guys not getting knocked out right now? Like as much power they throw for as much as they weigh. They're like 135 here. This isn't Mike Tyson heavyweight punches here, okay? This is coming from a 130, 135, maybe 140. But still, it's still lightweight, dude. This isn't even light heavyweight, dude. We're talking lightweight. So 135 is definitely, one of those where it's like, oh my gosh, they can't have that much power, right? But I think come fight night, come tomorrow night, I think Tank Davis is going to weigh probably 5 or 10 pounds more than Ryan Garcia, even though Ryan Garcia is a taller guy. But I just feel like whether you guys want to see Ryan Garcia win or not, I just think at the end of the day, I think Ryan Garcia, man, this is going to be a reality check for him. He's 23-0. Ryan Garcia with 19 knockouts. Like I said, Luke Campbell was a tough fight, but he battled back on that. But I just think right now, Ryan Garcia, dude, I'm not picking Garcia. I'm just not. I mean, obviously, I'd love for a great fight, but I think Ryan Garcia is going to get knocked out in this fight. I think he's going to get knocked out. It might be really later rounds where, where Tank Davis is getting his flow, hit him with body shots, Ryan Garcia slowing down. I think that's really when fatigue starts to set in and you start to see the weaknesses in Ryan Garcia. But that's why I'm going Tank Davis. I think the experience is going to play a huge factor in this fight right here, in this boxing match. I mean, dude, this is crazy, dude. I think for Ryan Garcia to really win this fight, he's going to have to pull something out of his hat. Yes, his left hook. We all know that. But I think for Tank Davis, dude, he's going to have to really go at him the whole time. Walk him down, be the aggressor here, because I think if Ryan plays this really smart, he's going to try to counter him. I think he's going to try to just stick and move and counter Tank Davis the whole time and stay away from his power. I mean, why would you not? I mean, you're a taller guy. You can utilize that jab, utilize your reach more. I mean, that's what you have to do. But, we go back to the boxing greats, Mike Tyson. I mean, we look at some of his fights and say, wow, I mean, he's fighting guys that are like 6'4", 6'5", and Mike Tyson's like 5'9", 5'10", dude. And it's like, no way Mike Tyson would win, right? No. It's those uppercuts, dude. I'm telling you, when you punch up, it's just different, dude. And we saw Mike Tyson just have it down to a science. The body shot, uppercut. It was crazy. And I think that's what Tank Davis is going to do this fight. He's going to go to Ryan Garcia's body, and he's going to just ground and just beat his ass, dude. Now, obviously not on the ground. I was going to say ground and pound, but he's just going to beat him up, dude. It's going to be a crazy fight. I think this is going to be a blood war, but I just think for Ryan Garcia here, I don't see the power to knock Tank out, dude. I just think Tank is a pit bull, and to knock Tank out, you're going to need more than a left hand here. And I think for Ryan Garcia, maybe go to the body as well. I think both fighters here in this fight, in this boxing match, I do think they should go to the body here. I think the body shots are so underrated, dude. And even when you watch some boxing fights or even UFC, and you see some of these guys go to the body, you could just tell immediately that the fighter did not like it. He starts to slow down. His jabs start to get a lot slower. His punches, just become way telegraphed. And it's just like, dude, it's like they're walking on mud now, just from a couple body shots here. So I think that the body shots are huge in this fight, but ultimately I'm going Tank Davis with the knockout. I think, it's going to be great for HBO. It's going to be great for boxing, the sport of boxing here. I think it's great because, like I said, I think, once Floyd Money Mayweather retired and Oscar De La Hoya retired, all those greats, from the past, dude. I mean, dude, they built this generation up right now where it's just like, dude, I mean, we have some cats here in boxing where they're YouTube cats where they were really brought up to a true boxer here. They weren't like from the mud here, okay? They didn't come from nothing, where some of these boxers like Mike Tyson come from the mud, come from nothing, just all the way up to becoming, a multi-millionaire here in America. It's amazing, but I just think some of these guys, the new cats here in the fight game, it's just different breeds, man. It's just not the same type of breed that we're used to seeing, like, Muhammad Ali, those type of breeds, Mike Tyson, dude, that killer in him. And I do think Tank Davis has that killer in him. Same thing with Ryan Garcia. I'm not trying to dog Ryan Garcia or say Ryan Garcia is out of line for even taking this fight. He's been asking for it for a long time. So I think for Ryan Garcia, this is the fight you wanted, right? Everybody wanted to see this fight. This is going to be, sell a lot of pay-per-views. It's going to sell, but at the end of the day, is Ryan Garcia going to win? And how is Ryan Garcia going to win? That's the huge question here, because for me, it's just, I don't see it happening. Even though would it be cool to see it? Yeah, but I just think right now Tank Davis, he's a pit bull, dude. He's a different breed, and I think the pit bull is gonna come out of him, and it's really who's got the bigger dog, who's got the bigger heart in this fight. It's gonna win this fight. We saw Ryan Garcia be battle tested. Well, like I said, with Luke Campbell, when he got down, he could have lost that fight. He could have stayed on the ground and gave up, but he didn't. That's why I like Ryan Garcia, because he never gave up, and he battled back and won that fight by TKO. And like I said, I seen Tank Davis. His fights are crazy. Like I said, the hardest fight was Isaac Cruz. That's it, dude. Every fight that I've seen with Tank Davis has just been dominant, dude. Like, you could just tell, like, some of the punches that Tank Davis lands, whether it's a body shot or a headshot, the opponent just freezes up, dude. It's like, I don't want to get hit, dude. I shouldn't even be in boxing right now. What am I doing? His opponent's probably thinking that through, where he's getting hit at that moment where he's like, dude, why did I sign up for this? Like, why did I fight Tank Davis here? And get knocked out and get embarrassed on live TV here. Like, that's really what's going to happen here. I truly believe that because, yes, there's a lot of hype behind this, and a lot of people are going to watch it, including myself. I think, like I said, it's good for boxing, the sport of boxing, because I feel like right now boxing, I feel like UFC is like overcoming boxing, dude. I really do. And I think in 20 years from now, UFC is going to be the new boxing, dude. If not, it already is right now in 2023. I think the UFC surpassed boxing. I think more fans stay tuned to UFC now compared to boxing. But, at the end of the day, man, these guys, they're young, they're hungry, they're 24 versus 28, dude. And I think both of these young men, whoever wins or loses here, I think they should do a rematch. Obviously, unless Tank comes in and knocks him out in the first round, then we're like, okay, rematch doesn't need. But if this goes to decision, which I don't think it will, let's say it goes all 12, yes, then I would say, yeah, rematch should do well, should do great business as well. Why not? Even though Floyd Money Mayweather never rematched Oscar De La Hoya after Mayweather beat him back in 2007. But I just think looking at the big picture for these young fighters right now, these are their biggest fights of their career, no doubt about it. Same thing with Tank Davis, same thing with Ryan Garcia. You guys have to win this fight, whoever you are. I mean, you have to because, looking at history, it's like just like, the fighters are getting better, and now it's just like who's undefeated and who's not. Even having one loss in boxing's not good, even though Canelo has several losses. But at the end of the day, I'm going Tank here. If you guys have $1 million right now in Stone Cold Cash, I'm telling you right now to throw it on Tank Davis. Why? Because of the experience, the power, the explosiveness, and the durability just to continue to go. I'm not trying to diss Ryan. I hope the best for Ryan. I really do in his young career. Even though when he does take an L tomorrow night, it's not going to, hurt Ryan Garcia's future. He's still going to be a legend. I believe that. If he 100% committed to boxing, that's the thing. Is Ryan Garcia 100% committed in boxing, or is he committed to other things, distractions, outside of the ring? And I think that's really got to Ryan in the past couple years. So right now, I do think this is a reality check for Ryan Garcia. And really, I'm going Tank Davis by knockout. Which round? I would say in about the 7th round. No later than the 7th round. I think Tank Davis gets it done. He's going to go to the body early, and then he's going to really just ambush Ryan Garcia, and he's going to knock him out. But I cannot wait for this matchup. We got two young guns, two hungry lions, baby. It's boxing. It's the Clown with Cab show. Let's go!